Well, I tell you, I couldn't make this up, could I? I kept seeing the name Moyer, Jan Moyer. And I was like, I didn't know whether it was a guy or a girl. I mean, honestly, I thought it was just, I didn't care. But then I kept seeing the name, and the one thing that I noticed about the name is that it was always associated with some nasty article against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, either or both. And I said to myself, who has so much hostility and hatred in their hearts against another human being? What could the Sussexes have done to them for this person to go after them day after day after day, criticizing the most ridiculous things? And of course, thank you to Twitter, someone finally associated a face with the very hostile articles written about the Sussexes time and again. And so I took a look at that face, and I tell you, I'll never be the same again. I'm not even going to say what I see, because you see what I see. And you see what we see again and again and again. Like Alexandra Shulman. What do you see? Or how about Angela Levin? What do you see? And even Camilla Tominey, again, what do you see? There's a particular type and a particular mindset. And it's as though with all of the privileges that these people have had throughout their lives, somehow they just continue to fall short. And because they're at the end of the road, because they really couldn't exist anyplace else and have any type of competitive edge, they have turned themselves to writing about the royal family. But in most cases, they are literally just a mouthpiece existing in this echo chamber of hate. Outside of that, they would have no success whatsoever in life. Even though some of them have grown up in some very privileged communities, privileged families, and live privileged lifestyle. Parents that were connected to the royal family or something to do with royal service. In the name of freedom of speech and the freedom of expression, they have taken this inalienable right, this God-given right, and they use it to stir up hate and criticism and to promote this alt-right, right-wing political agenda, this fear of others. But I'm going to try to be nice and just put it to you like this. All of these people have a certain look about themselves. You look at Piers Morgan. He's not exactly the most charming looking fellow you'll ever find, but he wouldn't seem as gross if it wasn't for the way he conducted himself. I mean, I could just sit here and I could just keep naming people. Not shaming, but just naming, because they have no shame. They have no conscience. They will tell you, like Camilla Tominey said, she didn't witness any racism around the Kensington Palace. All she witnessed was the anti-Americanism. It's just incredible to believe that people that are so ugly on the inside, it just really comes. I wonder if they could change their appearance by living a different life. I just wonder. Or is the life that they're living associated with the way they see themselves and thus the way others see them? I don't have the credentials to really make sense out of this subject. I can only say what I see. But I see a particular type that does a particular thing over and over again. And they're pompous and arrogant and really, really have a pretty high-minded opinion about themselves, when really, based on what I see, they ought to try to be the nicest people in the room, and for God's sake, smile more often.